production sedans in their heat races. The super sedans will be 12 laps. This is heat number 1 of the Harbour City Hustle for the production sedans here at Valvoline Raceway. And Sweeney gets away to a nice start in that orange number 8, the 36 of Matty Smith slides there into second position. Here at Valvoline Raceway that sit on the hill. We are not used to roof numbers these days here. We don't see it at all here at Valvoline Raceway, but happy to have the roof numbers, so that's what we need to go by. The Harbour City Hustle for the production sedans. First time here at the venue. For our people that are normally here, our race fans that are here week in, week out, they're probably very similar to our Holden versus Ford street stocks. Just say motor capacity be a little bit different, I would have thought, more than anything.
Alex Sweeney now the length of the straight behind, Adrian Stott third, and then Lindsay Foster fourth. Out comes the checkered flag, and first home in heat number 1 of the Harbour City Hustle. There's 14 heats to go.
Sitting in, strapped into your favourite seat in the house. Enjoy the night 1 of the Australian Super Sedan title. So we go green in heat number 2 of the production sedans. Vickery and Fraser still side by side out of turn number 2. Give it to Vickery down into turn number 3. We hear that New South Wales number 23 of Damien McAllister. He's got the big 1 on the side of the car, the New South Wales number 1.
So then Jin Cowley.
Yeah, they've certainly cut the racetrack up these first 2 heats of the production sedans for their Harbour City Hustle. I reckon the big horsepower super sedans that got drivers are all on that catch fence having a look to see what it's doing before they come out for their opening heat. Checkers come out. Well done to Vickery. Takes the win from Fraser and Cowley home in third. Then we go back to McAllister. Quick through 3 and 4. Smith and Manning bring the field round. Green flag down. Look forward to seeing what Scott McPherson does in that Better Trailers number 7. Race leader though.
7 laps to go. Back in second place, the 21 of Andrew Smith. Trevor Mills third. Back in fourth place, Scott McPherson. Then Mark Quirk right behind him. But already Josh Krang opening up a sizable lead as they head down the back straight. Trevor Mills, as he did the lap before, moves back into second place. 21 of Andrew Smith. McPherson runs fourth. Here comes a move through on the inside, as you can see by Matty McGee in the 38. On the outside is Mark Quirk. So come out of turn 4, our race leader.
That's going to let McPherson get through. Mills sitting strongly in second spot. So McPherson loses third. The 38 of Matty McGee moves up to third now. Smith coming back into the position. So McGee solid in third now. McPherson fourth.
Will win heat number 3 of the Harbour City Hustle. Out comes the checkered flag. Second home will be the national champion Trevor Mills.
Well, I know we've got this race going green, so Crow, we'll throw it back up to you for a sec as we get the second round of heats underway for our productions here tonight at Valvoline Raceway.
Thanks, Brian. And we've got them 3 wide out of turn number 2.
Heads down the front straight again. Look at the battle going on for the second, third and fourth. They're not giving up, that's for sure, as they head back into turn number 1 here. And behind them as well, the battle for positions 5, 6 and 7 is pretty rife. But goodness me, it's almost like Daytona heading down the back straight right now. Your leader of Hutchinson still out in front. Vickery now under attack. Quirk and Kildas right in behind.
Quirk still trying to get underneath of Vickery, and right behind them is Neil Caldulis. Great race in progress. Back then to Paul Barklam, Johnny Ralph and Lindsay Manning. But then we've got Alex Sweeney behind them and Cameron Vickery. But the battle's still on for second, third and fourth as Caldulis now makes his way underneath of the car of Matt Vickery. Mark Quirk has moved into second place. White lights are on, one to go. So too is Caldulis. But out of turn 4, checkered flag comes out. Hutchison wins by a car length. Quirk and then back to Caldulis.
Number 5.
To you, Brian.
What was that, sorry?
At least they're coming up to talk talk to you.
I thought I'd have to do some chasing, but the great man Corey's just come straight up.
Yeah, that's it. He'll be talking to you about donuts in just a moment. It's a head down the back straight. Wes Barnes is out in front. There's a traffic jam for the minor placings. It's a race in two. Barnes out in front in second place. It's Maddie Smith, the Queensland, or the National Modified Sedan champion, in second place. Third place is Luke Dale, then Stephen Brencher, Brodie Fraser, Jim Cowley, Lindsay Foster. It's a traffic jam for the minor placings past the freeway, but it's a race in two out in front. Wes Barnes is your race leader. Maddie Smith in second place in the Nissan Skyline, and a long gap back to the rest of them, and it'll be Stephen
Barnes here into 3 and 4. They're side by side now for the lead. Bit of an overlap here as they come out of turn number 4. The battle for the lead, and they get together coming out of turn number 4. Smith was going at it as they made left, rear to right.
Racing's what we like around Australia, and it's still Wes Barnes just in front. Smith again dives to the inside, and this time gets through with 3 to go. So Smith now out in front from Wes Barnes. Cowley's got through to third. The partner in these sort of things as they're back underway. Barnes just in front. Here comes Smith on the inside. He does what he did a lap before the restart, goes into second place. Another car's gone around again. It's Dale again several times. He's been passed several times, but he's still in front. Such is the vagary of the rules, as for the third time in 3 laps, he's been passed in the same spot. You think he would have learnt by now, but he hasn't. And Maddie Smith is back in front. Smith leads from Barnes, back then to Fraser, Cowley and Brencher. That's your first 5 with 1.5 to go.
Battle on for position number 2, as you would come to expect. Fraser shows the nose and works his way up towards the front now. Cowley goes back into that third spot, I should say, with Barnes now falling back. He's got hung out on the top side of the racetrack. You can see him falling back there into that 4th spot. But Maddie Smith, what a drive job as he comes out of turn number 4. He'll take out heat number 5.
Contested. Josh Crang from Queensland and the national champion Trevor Mills on row number 1, and then back to Damien McAllister, the New South Wales champion. He's out of position number 3 as they head down into Pitts Bend the first time, and Trevor Mills, who defeated his son by a car length in last year's national title, is out in front. Crang second, back to McAllister in third, then Scott McPherson fourth. Joel Berkeley on the outside of car 1, 2, 3. Adrian Stott. Stott wins that battle, so head down the back straight, but it's Trevor Mills out in front, leads by 3 car lengths. Back to Crang in second.
McPherson going through the centre of turn number 1. They're still side by side by the time they get to turn number 3 here. Looking in on the bottom side, you've got McPherson, and he's going to come out the other side as well, possibly with the race lead. But I tell you what, McAllister is not giving it to him, but unfortunately he's going to have to give up that spot now, and as you can see, gets caught on the top side of the racetrack and loses a bunch of time. You put McAllister,
Stott, McGee, McAllister, Smith, Berkeley and Snowden as our race lead starts to intensify, because Crang has caught Trevor Mills, the national champion. With 2 to go, there's only a car length, well, there was more than a car length in it. Now, because the yellows have come on, we've got a multi-car pilot who's won several feature races this season up in Queensland. They've gapped Scott McPherson and Adrian Stott as they head up into turn 3. Here comes Crang on the inside of Trevor Mills. They move out of turn 4, 2 to go. It's Mills and Crang to fight this one out.
A tough battle, isn't it, as they head back towards the latter half now of this race and searching for the race lead as they always do. It's great to have the Australian champion here back tonight, as it always is, with what will only be now a lap and a quarter as they come out of the final turn. It really is on as they head down the front straight now. It's elbows out in the early stages of the weekend.
Yeah, they've got half a lap to go. Josh Crang right on the back end of Trevor Mills. Back then to McPherson, Stott and McGee, McAllister. They move out of 3 and 4, almost side by side, but the national champion will prevail. Put your hands together for Trevor Mills, first across the line. Josh Crang second. Night. Out of Pitts Bend they come, and the green lights come on here at Valvoline Raceway, and Matty McGee leads them down the main straight the first time with Matt Hutchison. And the charges on with Paul Barklam and Cameron Vickery also there. Lindsay Manning up high on the track. Queensland out in front. And the challengers coming from everywhere. Hutchison in second place. On the outside, Lindsay Manning. Fourth place, the 77 car of Paul Barkland.
You don't want to look behind. Thankfully, you can't in speedway racing because they're about to come right down the inside, heading out of turn number 2. Hutchinson looking for the lead in turns 3 and 4 at the moment as they come out the other side right now. Matty McGee, though, still holding on for a moment there. You thought that the lead was going to change, but not quite, though. This time by Hutchinson, still searching on the bottom side, heading into turns 1 and 2 behind them.
Then we go back to Manning and Caldulis. This one is far from over as they come out of turn 4. The white lights will come on. We're homeward bound. Matty McGee just in front. Hutchison, Manning and Caldulis down to the highway end of Valvoline Raceway. Out in front, it's McGee. Hutchison right there, and along with Manning and Caldulis. Caldulis goes underneath the Manning. Hutchison's about to dive underneath the Matty McGee. We're coming up for the checkered flag. Matty McGee is going to prevail. Matty McGee first across the line from Hutchison, Caldulis and Manning. Ryan Production Sedans back underway here on Clay Per View. And if you're here at Valvoline Raceway, welcome and hope you're enjoying the action. Mark Quirk leads this one through. 123, Adrian Stott moves into second place. So head down the back straight. Johnny Ralph's in there along with Brody McGee. It's pretty hotly contested. We've said that a few times tonight, but there's action all over the racetrack. Into the main straight to complete lap number 1. Mark Quirk has won a few feature races up at Lismore this season. Stott in second. Johnny Ralph, then Scott McPherson. Trevor Mills, the national champion, tucked away in 5th place. Watch his progress through the field. And on the outside of him is Brody Fraser, and tailing them out as they go 3 wide is Kelly Rosevear.
Yeah, nice race for third position on the racetrack right now. 3 wide, if you don't mind, coming out of turn number 4. You had Ralph, McPherson and Mills. They're still going at it. Give it to Ralph. Mills just in front of McPherson. McPherson on the outside. And then Fraser, second place car.
Back end. There'll be 2 to go this time around. And Mark Quirk leads from Ralph, Mills, McPherson and Fraser. And look at the battle now. Oh, Mills just about threw himself out. Does.
Well, he's going to have a crack. He's working it around the top side. Oh, he just had to get out of the gas just because Ralph moved up. And it just slowed the speed of McPherson. The white lights are flashing for Quirk. Ralph still second, McPherson third, Mills and Fraser banging panels through turns 1 and 2. Down into 3 and 4 they go. Your Heat 8 winner will go to Mark Quirk. Johnny Ralph home in second. Scott McPherson third.
The final qualifying heat of production sedans tonight, and Matty Smith takes the lead as they move down into turn number 1, the first occasion, and right there with him is Lindsay Foster, Stephen Brenchard, Damien McAllister, the New South Wales champion. They are 3 wide behind McAllister for 4th, 5th and 6th place, and Jim Cowley was in that group as they move out of turn number 4. Matty Smith out in front, second place the 18 of Lindsay Foster, McAllister, Cowley, Darren Snowden and Stephen Brenchard. They're the 3 that went 3 wide as they move down the back straight. It's Matty Smith and the little Nissan Skyline.
Unfortunately, it's just been truncated going back through the field. Out in front, I tell you what, Smith has absolutely vaulted from this field. McAllister in that second spot, Cowley in third, Snowden in 4th, and Josh Craig now starting to move up in the Queensland number 8.
Yeah, but it's on for young and old for the minor placings, no doubt about that. Krang not separated by much. Krang goes to the outside of McAllister and moves into 3rd place with a good move. Trouble further back for Alex Sweeney, does a 360. Stops the car, gets it going again, and the yellow lights have come on.
Oh, that's going to hurt Craig, unfortunately, because he just made up 2 spots there.
McAllister, and here comes Krang back on the outside. So they come down the main straight with 2 to go. Matty Smith, the leader, from Cowley, McAllister and Krang.
Gee, Craig didn't get much room to move there on the outside of the racetrack because McAllister said, I know where you're going to go, and I'm not going to give you much room either as you come out of that final turn. But here comes Krang. We've got a bit of debris on the outside of the racetrack. The side door, of course, of that Krang machine has gone completely off that race car right now. So I don't know if it's going to help the aerodynamics as he goes around the outside again now of Cowley, heading into turn number 2. Out in front, the race leader of Smith is going to take this one comfortably, but how's the battle for second? Here comes Crang around the outside of the number 8, and he's going to get the job done as well. In a position 2, a strong result.
Dale Foster, Snowden, Barnes, Vickery, Smith, Berkeley and Rosevier, and I do believe this is the bottom half of the field in the points going into the Harbour City Hustle over 20 laps. These guys also have another round of heats tomorrow night. Formula 500s and also a Demolition Derby on the program tomorrow night. Plus the big 40-lap final for the Super Sedans. Race leader is Sweeney, Manning, Foster. That's your top 3. Then we go back to Snowden, Barnes, Berkeley, Dale, Vickery, Rosevier and Smith.
Good move on the outside here by Joel Berkeley. He's gone around Barnes and into 4th place. He's up behind Darren Snowden. He also took on Lindsay Foster there. As they move down the back straight, a good battle for the lead now. Lindsay Manning pokes the nose in front on the outside of Alex Sweeney. They'll run side by side out of 4. Sweeney back in front. The 88 of Lindsay Manning in 2nd place. Back in 3rd place, Snowden, Barnes and Berkeley having a good battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th as Manning is back in front.
Yeah, nice job by Manning that time to take back over the race lead. Great battle for 4th position on the racetrack. That's on screen now. Berkeley and Barnes. Barnes, a working class man.
Those cars, and here comes Joel Berkeley, one of the youngsters in the field, first year out of junior sedans, moves up into 4th place. Snowden back to 5th as they come into the main straight. A dozen laps left to go for Lindsay Manning. And Barnes looking to get underneath the Sweeney as they exit the turn 2 and into the back straight. Running side by side, Barnes finds himself now in 2nd place as they will have to come around the outside of the 92 car of Luke Dale. And the battle now raging for 2nd place between Barnes, Sweeney and Berkeley as Lindsay Manning has got 9 laps to go and he has a commanding lead at this stage.
Well done to Luke Dale. Got the car to the infield, so we stay green.
He was out by 2.5 seconds the last time around. It's 2.8 this time. Berkeley persisting with the outside run. He's on the outside of Sweeney. Both of them behind Barnes. So Barnes in 2nd. Now it's Sweeney and Berkeley running side by side. A gap back to 5th place of Darren Snowden. Titanic struggle for last between Lindsay Foster and Sweeney, but our race leader will have 5 to go. And Lindsay Manning in the 88 car doing all the right things at the moment out in front.
5 remaining for Manning. We go yellow.
Oh,
Turn 3, we've got 2 cars. Oh, I thought the 85 was going to just drive straight back into them. We go back green, 5 remaining. I'm just sharing the love across the East Coast.
I was going to say NRL stands for national. It's only played in 3 states. Anyway, Lindsay Manning's out in front. I'll have no friends walking out of here. Barnes in 2nd place and Joel Berkeley persisting with the outside run. 08 is right there as Alex Sweeney.
We probably should get that witch's cone off the front straight.
They're running around it beautifully.
Yeah.
So it's still Manning, Barnes and Berkeley. And Berkeley still on the outside of Barnes as we come up with 3 laps to go. I think Manning's done enough, but 2nd and 3rd is going to go to the wire. Or maybe not.
Berkeley just got caught up on the cushion through 2. Manning, he'll know there's 2 laps remaining. Barnes. Sweeney's moved his way up to 3rd.
I dare say this could be the way it finishes.
So we have
1 to go.
1 remaining.
Checkered flag is coming out.
Yeah.
And Lindsay Manning will take the win. Barnes 2nd and Berkeley 3rd back in fourth place, Sweeney Snowden.